My sister, for the first time in our lives, got to meet her biological family, and I got to meet them too, and I realized that I'm the worst sibling she could have ever gotten in her entire life, and I think she's better off with them than with me. Posted by you/active top 53. I'm 22M and my sister is 28F. So for context, my sister was adopted, parents thought they couldn't conceive, and then I was born. But my parents loved us both, and whatever. Anyway, a few months ago, my sister started meeting with her biological mom after tracking her down. I was there to meet with them for the first meeting and everything. My parents have been supportive, and I've been supportive as well. But at that first meeting, her biological mom brought her 2 daughters. They look a lot like my sister, and the older kid is 21, around my age. She hugged my sister, and they cried and everything. They look alike, and after talking, they were able to point out similar behavioral characteristics, etc. I'm nothing like my sister. We have different interests, but we've been close. When I was a kid, I used to annoy her a lot, and to be honest, I've done some messed up stuff to her. When I was 12, I pulled her earring and tore her earlobe. I didn't want to hurt her like that, but I did want to mess with her. I used to force myself into any outings with her friends. I used to annoy her. I made fun of her a few times when she got bad grades in math, and she made fun of my English grades as well. I suck at writing. There's more messed up stuff we did to each other. Arguably, I was worse though, lol, but I could go on and on. When I was around 14 or 15, we got chill and have been chill since. Also, I like video games, the gym, and the gun range. That's all I do. She likes outdoor and super social activities. Her biological sisters seem to be more in tune with her interests. I kind of feel like I've been a crap brother and felt like an imposter. I've sat out 3 other meetings they had with them, claiming I couldn't come home, I was busy with work, etc. I don't know how to talk about this with her, cause I have a super ironic relationship with her. She keeps it real with me, but I've never spoken non-sarcastically to her. Even when she said she would contact her biological family, I said, good, hope they take you off our hands, ha, and we both laughed it off. Recently, she's begun to suspect something, I think. She asked me if I don't like them or something, or why I keep avoiding my family as a whole. I haven't been home in a few months either. I lied to her and said I'm actually busy. My mom keeps asking me about it too and tells me it's important to support her. I do support her, but it's like, I feel like she's better off with them. They never annoyed her growing up and stuff. I know it's a bit illogical, but I thought I was doing the right thing, since I don't want her meeting them to be about me. I don't really get along with my dad, and my mom never intervenes when I argue with him. My sister has always stood up for me against him. She's the only one who gets me, so I don't want to lie to her, but I don't want to make this moment about me either. I thought I was doing the right thing. Anyway, sorry if this is messily written. I don't like thinking or talking about deep crap much. Am I the jerk for purposefully missing meeting my sister's biological family? Top/relevant comments. Commenter. It is highly unusual that you would be invited to go with your sister to visit her birth parents/siblings. You are not the jerk for avoiding this, but it is also clear that something is going on with you. How about you visit your parents this weekend? Op's response. Yeah, she meets with them on her own, but my family and her biomom insist on trying to have those family dinners. And ever since, like January, they've had like 4 big family dinners. I was there the first time she met them in that first dinner, sat the rest out. I don't want to go home. Long story short, I only go home if my sister is there, cause I haven't spoken to my dad in 2 years or so. So she needs to mediate if we need to talk, but I don't go to see him, to be honest, only my mom and my sister. But now that things are awkward with my sister, I don't know about going. I just low-key been avoiding going home since January. I feel like everything will spill out of me, and it may result in me pouring everything out if I see her in person. Like I may cry or something if I see her face IRL. I want her to just be happy meeting her biological family and being at home with my parents. I don't want to dump random emotions on her that are my issue. Commenter 2. Dude, tears are okay. I bet she would like that better than the sarcasm. Go hug your sister. Op's response. Maybe. I have cried in front of her growing up, and she never brings it up. My dad will 100% hate it if we have a sappy moment like that, cause he hates it when men cry, cause it's not manly. And she lives with my folks right now, and I don't know if I want to meet her in public. Maybe I'll invite her over to my apartment or something when my homies aren't around. It's just, I've never been straight up with her, so I don't know how to approach it. I'll probably just figure it out as I go if I do decide to meet up with her. Update 2 weeks later. I followed everyone's advice and thought about sending her a text or letter. But my dad unfortunately fractured his leg, and I had to stop by home to see him on Thursday. We don't have a speaking relationship, but my mom makes me still be a good son, and he lashes out at my mom if I don't play the part. My sister was there, since my dad and I don't talk to each other face to face and only talk through her or my mom. Anyway, afterwards, my dad sat on the couch to watch TV, and I had some dinner with my sister. She just said it's been a long time since we've seen each other and asked if everything was okay and why I've been avoiding her. I don't know why it happened or what happened, but for some reason I started crying then and kinda just told her everything. It all just spilled out. Not just that, but other issues I've been having in life in general as well. Little bit embarrassing, to be honest, I just haven't seen her since January. She started crying too and assured me I'll always be family, and my mom cried too. My dad got pissed off and made a comment about how men don't cry and that my mom and sister are spoiling me by letting me cry, same crap he normally did growing up. This time, my mom joined my sister, and they both yelled at him. Told him to screw off, essentially. He got angry and picked up his crutches and walked, hopped, to the neighbor's house, his friend, lol. Anyway, I don't know why, but that helped a lot. I took off from work, and my sister did too, and we spent all of Friday chilling. She wanted me to come to her bio mom's husband's birthday party on Saturday if I was cool with it. I was, and I went there and met them again. Cool coincidence, her bio mom's husband's sister was my professor back in college. I TA'd for her, and she was my mentor. So I spent most of the time there catching up with her and taking grad school and career advice from her. And she said she knew someone at my dream company I want to work for and told me to contact her again when I graduate, since I already know her and we're confusingly family now, lol. My sister was glad I had a good time, and my mom did too. Dad sat it out since he was injured. When I had to leave to come back, my sister cried again and made a huge scene, ha. Made me promise to never ignore my family like that again. I'm home now, and I think I'll continue stopping by home once every 2 weeks or so like I did before everything. Anyway, yeah, not a huge update or anything, but it's cool. I told my sister I would show up to her meetings with them sometimes, but not every time, because it's still awkward for me, and she said she's okay with that. Just wanted them and me to know about each other a bit. So yeah, it's kinda all chill now. All it took was me crying like a child and being sappy, lamau. I'm never living that down. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. I don't know why, but the dad gives the vibe of, I had to pay for my college degree, so we should never let young people have free college. Like, it infuriates me. Anyway, I'm so happy for you. If you cried, it was because a lot of emotions were stuck inside. Even in your last post, saying that you only talk sarcastically is proof of not letting anything out. Being vulnerable, especially with your family, isn't a weakness. Try to be a bit more genuine from now on. You'll be free of an immense weight and be happier in general. Talking from experience. Ops response. Nah, credit where credit is due. He offered to pay for my college, but I dropped out of pre-med and switched to something else, and that's what ticked him off. I realized it wasn't for me. I ended up not doing pre-med or engineering, the good degrees. I ended up doing a data-related thing, and he didn't like that. That's kinda why me and him don't talk anymore, because he thinks I betrayed him by baiting him into thinking I was gonna be a doctor and then switching up on him. He's a religious man and swore to God he wouldn't talk to me ever again unless I was in med school, so it's not happening ever, lol. Commenter 2. Your dad sounds straight up abusive, but I'm happy for the rest of you. Yay for healthy communication. Ops response. Nah, he has his quirks, but he really did try growing up. He has his own set of issues. He was an immigrant from a war-torn country and lost his family in war. Came here and lived with his uncle, but since he was the oldest kid and his uncle's wife died, he had to step up and be a parent to his cousins while his uncle worked late to support all of them. He worked his back off to provide us with a good life. He cares in his own way. He's just from a different place and time and has a different way of looking at the world. He always told me I gotta be a man, because the world will never respect a man unconditionally, and that a man is only respected when he brings something of value to the table, and whatnot. My mom was born and raised here and had abusive parents and was adopted by her foster parents herself. So they met and bonded over struggle. They both do try, but they weren't given the best either. They tried with what they had to build a family, and I would say we turned out pretty well for the most part. I say all this about him, but he literally, through my mom, keeps asking her to ask me to move back in so I can save money on rent. I just don't want to live with them. I think I made him seem worse than he is by only providing one side of the story. I may not like him sometimes, but he is my father, the only one I have in this life. I do owe him everything I have in life.